Good evening, everyone. History repeats itself. We have heard this often, but are truly experiencing the year 2020 repeat again, but this time in an escalated form. Good evening, everyone who have joined us, though virtually, but at least we are fortunate enough to interact with each other. With another version of lockdown, there is less commotion again, and there is more home time again. Hi, Harsh. Do you get bored at home?
Yeah, at times, but there's a lot of time if we wish to carve out some and put it to use. And to support what I said, there can be no better example than Anish sir. Today, we are delighted to have one of our own with us. Dear Anish sir, we welcome you. Sir completed his BTech from BIT Mesra in 2018 from Civil Department. Recently, he cracked one of the toughest and most sought exams held in India, the Engineering Services exams organized by UPSC, and secured an All India rank 4 in the same. Many congratulations on this achievement, sir.
Thank you.
Uh, we would like to also welcome our HOD in this meeting. Muskanji, please address. Muskanji, you're muted.
Good evening, ma'am. Welcome to the meet. Would you please like to congratulate sir? Hello.
Good evening to all of you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
Anish, congratulations. We are so very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
And you have changed so much just because you're so young that I would not be able to recognize if you come and stand in front of me. But it's
Yeah.
wonderful to hear about you.
Thank
I
you.
wish you all the very best in all your future endeavors.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
And you have a responsibility also as a successful senior. Please do motivate all your juniors. Whatever demotivation they get from people like me, it is people like you who should make up for that. That responsibility is now on you.
You are also a very motivating person, ma'am.
Thank you for your kind words. But Anish, one thing I want to tell you is
Yes.
that when things become normal, please do come and visit us in the department.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, I'll surely come.
Yes, we are all waiting to see you.
I'm also very eager to meet you, ma'am. Meet all my teachers. Your blessings only helped me to secure such a good rank.
No, it was your hard work. It was only your hard work, your perseverance, which has made you where you are today. Mm. Anish, where are you now at the moment?
Ma'am, I'm in Ranchi only in my home.
Okay. And when do you expect to start?
Ma'am,
When does all this?
yes, ma'am. My training will be starting next year only, most probably January or February.
Okay. And where will this training be?
Ma'am, my first preference was CPWD, so most chances are there I'll get it. So the training will be in Ghaziabad.
Okay.
National
Okay.
CPWD Academy is there in Ghaziabad. We'll be trained there for 1 year.
Okay. Okay. And after that?
After that, we will be given options to choose our preferences. And as per the vacancy, we'll be allotted the positions.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So at the moment, you're in Ranchi.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Ranchi. I'm in Ranchi only.
Okay. So hopefully, if things become normal, then before you join for your training, Please do come and visit all of us in the department.
Sure, ma'am, I'll surely come.
So I once again congratulate you, and please remember that the onus now lies on you to motivate all your juniors.
Yes, ma'am.
Muskan,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
you can go ahead and start your session, and
Thank you so much.
I'll take Anish's permission and your permission. I have some work, so I'll leave now.
Sure, ma'am. It was really fortunate of us to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. And Anish, all the very best. We are very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll leave now.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So before we start about exams, I would like to go on the memory lane, a bit nostalgic. What kind of student were you in school and college? The always studying one, the enjoying one? How would you define yourself, sir?
Okay, so first let me brief you about my school. I was there in Delhi Public School, which was there in 2014.
Sir, your voice is not clear if there's a disturbance.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, it's better.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. It's better now.
From school only, I was there. From there, I decided to be there. I was a little bit sincere. I had interest in mathematics and science. So,
Hello.
I tried for
Sorry to disturb you, sir.
yes.
So you're not audible. You're not clearly audible, sir.
Sir, there's some disturbance in background.
How is it okay?
Yes, sir. Much better.
Okay. So I had interest in maths and science, so I chose science in 11th. And further, I tried for competitive exams, so I got through BIT Mesra. My experience at BIT Mesra was also very good. All the teachers were very helpful, very motivating. So gradually, I developed interest towards civil engineering. In my fourth year, I decided to prepare for engineering services. Then from there on, it's been a long 2 to 3 years. Finally, I'm able to
That's truly delightful, sir. So, can you name some of your favorite places at BIT Mesra?
at BIT Mesra. Okay, I was not much into the societies or other things. I was mostly indulged with the sports complex. I before joining BIT Mesra, I was not much into sports, but after joining BIT Mesra, I tried my hands at almost all the sports. I started with cricket, badminton, then football, table tennis, volleyball. Finally, I chose badminton as a hobby. Means for first 2 years, I was trying at various sports, and finally, I found that badminton was my choice. And for the last 2 years, I stuck to badminton only and even participated in some competitions. Also, the greenery is so enriching of BIT Mesra that I started my day. Often, when the classes were late at around 10, I started my day with jogging in the sports complex. So, mostly my memories are associated with the sports complex and not much into the societal part. Also, I tried to do justice with civil engineering as well, and I tried to read the basics, not the bigger parts, but only the basic parts I tried to be conversant with. So I had a very nice experience of 4 years spending.
We too miss the greenery, sir. Now, coming down to the business. How to start and when to start for the exam? When is the apt time start, sir?
So I started a bit late, means after during my fourth year. So, but I would like to advise you all to start early. That is the main thing by which you can crack this in your first attempt. I took 2 attempts. This was my second attempt. But if you start early, plan well, start in the second year itself. First year is all about exploring the campus, knowing each other well. First year you should be indulged in the college only, but as per my opinion, if you start early, you will be much benefited. And you can crack this in your first attempt itself. If you start at second year itself, start preparing for by second year itself.
That's a great advice. Sakshi, can you please continue from here?
Yes, Harsh, thank you. Hello, Anish sir. A very good evening to you. First, many congratulations on your achievement. It's so good to have you here today. So my question to you is that in your final year at BIT Mesra, you were preparing for GATE examination. Then what was the deciding factor for you to turn your attention towards ESE? What I mean to ask is, why engineering services?
Yes. Initially, I started with GATE preparation because all my fellow mates were also preparing for that. But I had also consulted a teacher of BIT of NIT Jamshedpur. So he had also cracked ESE with a rank of 43. So from there on, I interacted with him for almost 2 hours. He told me all the nitties and gritties of the engineering services, each and every minute detail. It was a very healthy conversation, and this conversation changed my path from GATE to engineering services. He told me about the wider aspects the engineering services have, the wider role you play as an engineer if you go through the engineering services. Means you are not only a technocrat, you also have managerial responsibilities and administrative responsibilities if you go through engineering services. But for GATE, you are basically a technocrat. You only have to deal with civil engineering. But the leadership opportunities and management opportunities are much more diverse in engineering services. All this I got to know only through the teacher of NIT Jamshedpur. I would like to thank him. Because of him only, I started serious preparation for engineering services, shifting my focus from GATE towards engineering services. His name was Manas Day, and he had cracked 2017 ESE with a rank of 43. So with only after his advice, I started preparing for engineering services in my last semester at BIT Mesra.
Okay, so basically you got attracted towards leadership and management opportunities after his advice. Yes, okay. My next question to you is, you started your preparation for ESE after graduation. It was a 3-year long journey. So what kept you motivated throughout your experience?
Very valid question. Engineering services might take some time if you start late. So I started late. I had to pay the consequences. I had to pay for the consequences. So it was a very, in sometimes it was very tiring. Same things you have to go again and again. But still, the inner motivation is the main thing, the inner inspiration rather than motivation. You have to do it for yourself, for your family. So basically, my aim, my motivation main was to make my parents happy. They also were very eager for my selection. So the happiness of my parents was my first motivation. Also, the diverse opportunities which this job offers also motivated me throughout my journey. There were very ups and downs. It was not a constant journey. There were very much ups and downs. So this motivation only kept me going. And finally, if you keep on going and learn from your failures, you can surely succeed.
That's very right. So I'll now pass it on to Harsh. Harsh, please continue.
So how did you prepare for the prelims non-technical paper, the GS one? That's something aspirants find hard to prepare for.
Yes, GS is a little trickier paper, the most trickier part of the exam. So basically, I had joined a coaching, and first thing what they taught, I did that sincerely. The notes of the coachings, I did that very sincerely. Then I focused mostly on 4 subjects, which are most scoring. For example, I focused on maths. I believe that most of you are aware about the pattern, about the subjects.
Yes, sir, but
Yes, sir.
can you please tell us, there are many new aspirants looking for answers.
Okay. So to the beginners, I would like to inform that there are 10 subjects in general studies paper. So basically, I focused mostly on 4 subjects, which were highly scoring. For example, I focused on mathematics, engineering aptitude, and material science and environment. These 4 are according to me, the most scoring. At least 40 to 45 questions out of 100 will be from these 4 topics. So first, if you cover these topics very diligently from the notes, you can also find all the notes online. There is no issue these days of finding the notes. You can easily find it on any online platform. So you can go through the notes, and also you should go through the previous year papers. These two are the most basic source to prepare for any examination, I suppose. And third thing would be proper analyzing of proper syllabus. So these three were the most important things which I focused on: syllabus, previous year questions, and the class notes. And the fourth thing which you should do is to give very religiously the test series. Test series are also very important, because in GS type of paper, you only know 20 to 30 or maximum 40 questions. The other 60 questions you have heard about, but you are not sure of. So you have to eliminate the options in those 60 questions. So that art of elimination, you will only learn through the test series. So proper giving of test series as per the schedule and analyzing the test series is even more important. So this was my strategy regarding general studies.
That was wonderful, sir. So can you take us through your daily routine you followed while preparing for the exams?
So first, I would like to inform you that I had gone to Delhi for 1 year to prepare after my graduation. I got a campus placement, but initially only I thought that I have to prepare for an engineering services. I only took the campus placement for experience of interviews, so which also helped me in my UPSC interview. So talking about Delhi, there were for 6 months I had prelims coaching. So the routine was very hectic there. So throughout the time, mostly you will be indulged in your coachings only. So after coming that, I revised the things, made short notes, solved the previous year question papers. So this was basically my routine through the first 6 months. For the next 2 months, prelims was very near. So I focused mostly on the test series and studied as per the test series. Means if you follow the pattern of test series, you do not have to burden yourself on planning part. You can easily leave everything for the test series and can plan as per the test series, like the subjects which will be there this Sunday. Every Sunday we used to have a test. So I used to study that subject only, which the test will be happening in this Sunday. So basically I did the simple things only. I did not complicate my preparation much. And after that we had to prepare mains. And after 1 year I came to Ranchi. After I did not succeed in my first attempt, I prepared from my home only for the last 1 year. And that there was no coaching at all. So you have to be self-motivated to give at least 7 or 8 hours. 7 or 8 hours are more than enough if you prepare diligently. So this was basically my routine.
And so what materials did you refer to? Can you name some books?
Okay, so my strategy would be not to go through the books from first page to the last page. What you should do, that you should first download the coaching notes which will be available online in any platform. Now you go through all the topics. If you do not understand the topic, now you should refer the textbook. It means you should not go straight on from the first page that you are starting to read a textbook. That is not a correct strategy. This was a major blunder I made during the second year and my third year of my graduation. So at least you should refer to the notes and then go to the books. So naming of books, there are quite a few useful books which I used as a reverse approach, not the direct approach. So for geotech, I had gone through that G. Subbarao book, and for Gopal Ranjan, sorry, I had gone through Gopal Ranjan for soil mechanics, and for SOM, I had gone through Subramaniam, and for RCC, Pillai is a good book. And so you should choose any book, but my strategy would be to go through the reverse approach. My detailed book list I'll share you after the lecture is over. Otherwise, it will take a long time dictating the entire subjects. We have 14 subjects.
Indeed, sir. Sir, is coaching really important? Can an aspirant try without coaching and succeed? What do you think?
See, but I believe that it does help. Especially, I consider myself as a very average student. So I needed the proper guidance. But if you have the inner confidence is the main thing. If you have the inner confidence, right guidance, then you can, and you start early. If you follow these three things, then coaching is not that important. But in technical subjects, it is better if you have some formal guidance. It helped me a lot. Means I realized my mistakes, which I was doing when I started in second and third year of graduation. Coaching only made me realize this, but it is not necessary, provided if you have proper self confidence, if you have the sufficient self confidence and self motivation, if you have proper guidance of your seniors, then you can also manage without coaching as well. But if you have the sources, if you have the time, then as per my opinion, you can go for it. But it is not a compulsion. It is as per your background, your analysis of civil engineering. It is totally your call. Even many of my friends have cracked without coaching in the first attempt itself, provided they followed the three things which I had mentioned before.
So how did you revise? Given a vast syllabus, it's very difficult to keep a track what you remember from the past you have learned 6 months ago. What was the strategy, sir?
Correct. So you have to make first you have to make short notes. Those are very important. You have to write all the formulas. Mostly what we tend to forget are the formulas. Some concepts are retained in our mind. It's so you should write all the formulas in a page. Like I summarized the entire civil engineering in 6 pages. So I kept on revising those pages at least for 1 hour in a day. So that helped me to retain the formulas, and certain minor which were difficult concepts, I wrote that also. So the shorter the means the smaller the notes are, you the more confidence you have that you can complete it even in a day if you do it diligently. So my advice will be to make very concise notes and write only those formulas in your notes which you forget. Simple formulas, for example, S is equal to WG or E is equal to N by 1 minus N. You should not write these formulas. You should go for tougher formulas which you think that you will forget in the future, and keep on revising those formulas at least for 1 hour in a day. And also it is your strategy. You should also think that what is working for you. You should listen to me, but you should take only those things only which you are comfortable with, not follow me blindly. That is a very important thing which I want to tell you guys. Only listen to me and only try it out, and if it works for you, then you continue with it. Otherwise, you should follow, as per my opinion, each person has his individual strategy. You should make your own strategy. You should listen to each and every one, but take out points from such toppers. Like many toppers video are also available on the internet. You can go through all of them and finally come to your strategy by hit and trial method. You should try working for it and see whether it is working for you or not, and do not blindly follow anyone. That is my most important advice for this session, that keep belief in yourself, that what is working for you, and do not follow anyone. Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. Muskanji, could you please continue from here?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Harsh. First of all, many congratulations, sir. You talked about the planning and strategies, and that the test series do most of the work. So, which test series should we take up? Is there any one specific you would want to suggest to everyone, or we can take up any?
So there are majorly coaching institutes which are famous for this. One is ADC, one is IS Master. Any of one you can take that, but my suggestion will be to go for made easy.
Okay. So, what happens during the test series is we prepare for some subject, and at times it will not go well. So, how do we cope up with that? How to keep ourselves motivated and not lose hope if just one or two or even a series of test series go wrong?
So basically, you have to perform in the main exam. Test series are for you to learn from your mistakes. What are you learning from your means what mistakes you are committing, analyzing those mistakes. You do not have to perform much better in the test series. You should only give it as an option, means such that you can learn from your mistakes. That should be the main approach, and you should not get demotivated. Your main mindset should be that I have to perform better, or I have to perform my best in the main examination. In spite of the fact that my two or three or even a series of tests does not go as per my expectation, you have to have the confidence in yourself that you will definitely perform in the main exam, and only learn from your mistakes from your test series. What mistakes are you committing, and try hit and trial through your test series that which approach is working for you. And finally, by the end of the test, you should come to a proper conclusion that if I am adopting this approach, my marks are getting increased, and you should finally adopt that strategy for the main exam as well.
Right, sir. So the next question is that time management becomes a very big aspect, and I personally think it's quite crucial. So how do we manage our time? Like we have to complete the syllabus, we have to dedicate time to test series as well. So how do we divide and bifurcate our time properly and so that our preparation is at an optimum level?
So a very valid question. So sure, there should be proper formula for it, and that formula is critical first. You should go through the test series, and you will notice that from 80% of the topics, 20% of the means 80% of the questions are from 20% of the subjects. So you should cover that first. That will be the most critical for you. So important subjects like SOM and Geotech, these are the most important for prelims as well as mains. So you should try to cover as per the marks. And basic thing to do this is to analyze the previous year questions. Mostly the pattern is fixed for engineering services. It deviates slightly, but not much. So after analyzing the previous year questions, you will get a better understanding that which are most important subjects. So you should do that first and leave the less important subject for a later stage. But after, when you get sufficient time, you should cover all the subjects then. But initially, in order to get confidence and in order to get proper marks in the test series also, you should follow the strategy of critical first, doing important subjects like SOM, Geotech. Yes.
So relating to this itself, can you please name just 4 or 5 important subjects where we should focus?
The most important subject is strength of material. In prelim, at least 25 to 30 questions out of 150 will be from strength of materials. Second important is geotechnical, soil mechanics, and then other important subjects are for prelims. There are now different. These two subjects are important for both pre as well as mains. Now talking specifically of pre, environmental engineering is important, and the RCC and steel part is not much important. You can leave those. Structure is important. You should not leave those. Means you can have the strategy of adopting to other subjects, focusing on other subjects like structure, SOM, geotech, environment. These 4 subjects, I believe, are the important ones. And also highway engineering is also being asked these days. So these 4 to 5 subjects you should focus on most for the pre. And for the mains, you should mostly focus on RCC, steel. For mains, they become important. So different strategies for pre and mains.
Okay. So, like the way we prepare for an entire year or for a stipulated amount of time, should our preparation strategy change in the last 1 or 2 months, like just when the exam would approach? Should the strategy be different?
Yes, and the last 1 or 2 months, you should focus mostly on solving questions, giving test series. Initially, your main focus should be on covering the entire syllabus. You should not go and initially start with the test series after you have completed the syllabus in the initial few months, 7 or 8 months. Then after that, in the last 2 months, main thing is the test series. You should solve test series, analyze those test series. Analysis of test series is even more important than merely giving the test series. This is a mistake I realized in my second attempt. In the first attempt, I was mostly focusing on giving the test series as I followed the so-called toppers and they told me that you should give as many tests as possible. But in the second attempt, I mostly focus, even if you give less tests, you should analyze those tests properly, that where things are not working for you. So in the last 2 months, this will be the approach of mostly focusing on question solving and revision. And during initial months, focus on the covering of the syllabus.
So the last year of college life is really vulnerable. There are too many things happening. There is placement, there is gate, there are many competitive exams which people approach. So can someone manage their preparations provided that they are in the final year? Like how to manage everything together?
Yes. So I had also applied for many companies and I also got placed very late in February or so. So my most of the time of seventh semester was consumed in placements. Yes, you have to compromise one thing for the other, but that experience is also a one-time experience. You will never get such a experience of sitting in placements again. So as per my opinion, you should follow that also, and bit by bit you should also focus on the civil engineering part. And now from your time, the exam will be scheduled in July, engineering services. So you will have sufficient time. If you get placements early also, you can prepare in your eighth semester as well. So you have to manage things well. Do not leave completely one thing or the other. Having said that, my friend also was preparing for engineering services. He had completely not sat for the placements. He was only focused on the engineering services only. So it depends upon your personality, what you want to acquire from the interview. Means it helped me in my interview experience a lot, and I scored quite decent in both my UPSC interviews. So you should manage as per your thinking. You should analyze yourself what should be better for you. But as per my opinion, that this will be a one-time experience, and you should focus on each and every part of it, and compromising one part for the other part as per your understanding and your needs.
All right, sir. Also, sir, you said that you were also placed. So, is it worth giving a short 1 year of drop to prepare for ESE, or should we continue with the placements?
See what my advice will be for you guys. If you prepare well in the college, if you start early, then your basics will almost be complete by the time you will join your job. And you should give your first attempt with the job itself and see if what things are working for you. And now if you clear mains, and then you will get sufficient amount of confidence. For God's sake, if you are not able to clear interview, then you can leave your job and prepare for the interview. That now you have been properly trained. You are aware about the examination very well. So as per my advice, you can go along with the placements and prepare along with it. But if you find that your campus placement is not, you are not getting proper time, then you can decide to leave the job. It is totally your call. Means if you have the confidence that I'll clear it, then you may even opt not joining the placement, as I did. Means that senior of mine motivated me such that he was also from NIT Jamshedpur, which is equivalent of BIT Mesra. So I got very much inspired from him that if he can do, so then I also developed confidence after seeing him. So I was a little confident at the beginning only, but as soon as you clear you clear mains, your confidence reaches sky high. Then you are sure that even if you not got succeeded in the first attempt, then you'll surely do in the second attempt. So it is totally your call. If you are comfortable with your job, you should totally join it.
So, if we join a job, and then can the preparation strategy be same, or we'll have to mold it in a certain way?
So yes, then you have to manage time very properly. You'll have only rarely 2 to 3 hours, and you'll have the weekends. You'll have to manage weekends very properly then. Yes, then mostly you should cover all the basics while you are in your college only, and then you can at least leave your question solving part or the revision part if you are joining a job. Yes.
So there are a lot many departments which you can get into. So what have you decided? Which department to join?
Yes, there are 7 to 8 departments of civil engineering. My first preference was CPWD, and there are also other departments, other very good departments as well. You get placement in MORTH as well, Ministry of Roadways. That was my second preference. My third preference was the military engineering services. My fourth preference was Survey of India. Fifth preference was Central Water Commission. So there are very good departments. Each department has its own merits, and depending upon my understanding, I chose CPWD as my first preference.
Great. So we have heard this that privatization is something which is coming into picture. So how do you think it will affect the aspirants who are preparing for such exams?
Yes, this is a matter of concern for us. Like the seats are getting reduced drastically. Means if you compare by 2018 or 2019, seats are getting reduced. You can't deny the fact that government has a aim to privatize each and every sector. So you should not much worry about the vacancy if you have the proper concepts and if you have the proper confidence. You should not worry much about it. Even if there are less seats and you prepare properly, then you will surely succeed. If I can do, you guys can also do. We are of the same college, so same teachers have taught us. And even I took 2 attempts. You can also crack it in your first attempt itself.
Thank you so much for your advice, sir. I would pass on to Soumya. Sorry, Sakshi.
Yes, thank you, Deep. Sir, at your first attempt at ESE, you did great and reached the interview round. But this time, you aced it completely. Can you please elaborate on your approach in both the attempts?
Okay. So basically, after my first attempt, I decided, I rectified my mistakes. I sat and analyzed what the mistakes were there. So I analyzed my mark sheet. Proper mark sheet was given in which the various marks of different papers were there. So I analyzed that, and based on that, I made certain rectifications in my study schedule. So first, I major mistakes which I committed was that I was not properly analyzing the test series in my first attempt. So my main emphasis on the second attempt was on analyzing the test series. Also, I was lacking a bit on revision part. So in my second attempt, I focused on revision part. And once you, this is your personal call. I want to say one thing that after first attempt, I got a little pressurized that it's a means certain amount of expectations of your parents are there. So after second attempt, I was very even more sincere. I left all the social media and each and everything. I bought a Nokia 1100 call. This is totally your call. I'm just sharing my experience. You decide what is better for you. So basically, that helped me also a lot. It kept my mind in peace, avoiding the unnecessary information. If you go through social media, there are certain information which retain in your mind while you are studying. That does that I believe that certainly hamper your preparation as well. So in my second attempt, I took very sincere attempt in order to leave all the distractions and all and focus only on civil engineering. So basically rectifying my mistakes and changing my schedule a bit, changing my hobbies a bit. Hobbies, not to say hobbies, changing my approach a bit, like focus only on the engineering services. But only this was advised, only I followed this in my second attempt. During my first attempt, I was fairly active in all the social media platforms, but I realized that this does certain hamper your preparation. Yes.
Then, apart from the extra pressure you confronted, did you face any other major difficulty preparing in the second attempt?
I only rectified my mistakes and really consulted on my seniors. Oh, man, my fellow batchmate had also been selected. Last year, All India rank 66 was our BIT Mesra 2018 pass out only. His name is Jagdish. I also consulted him. He also advised me that what worked for him. Then I followed my strategy, and you learn through your mistakes. So basically, I only learned from my mistakes. There was not much other setback. There was one setback, yes, I remember now, that after my first attempt results were declared, there were only 1.5 months to prepare. Only 1.5 months were left for my prelims. So I had to plan my 1.5 months very well. So you have a very little time left after your results are declared. That was a second setback which I took. But I took it positively. I mostly relied on the test series and finally it worked for me.
Yes. Then my next question is, during this pandemic era, many have faced challenges and difficulties. How was your experience of giving the mains and final personality test amid the COVID situation? Did it affect your mindset in any way? And if yes, then what efforts you took to overcome it?
Yes, after my prelims, the pandemic broke out. So the exams also were scheduled. Initially, you can prepare properly if you have a proper timeline in your mind that when is your exam. But we were not even aware about the timeline. Means all the things were delayed. So at the end of July, we got the final dates that our mains exam will be conducted in October. That was a major setback if you do not have a proper time means you do not have a proper date to prepare for. So that was a major setback for me. But since my prelims was there before the pandemic, So I had calculated my marks, and had I had scored decent enough. So that gave me the confidence that even the prolonged journey, the whenever will be the exam, I'll give my best. I'll keep on continuing my preparation. Even my father was also in home, so he also motivated me. So that was the one major disadvantage with the pandemic had, that you were not clearly aware about the dates of the exam, and the dates also came very late. So you have to find ways to overcome that. You have to talk to your near and dear ones, get out of the situation, follow your daily routine, and leave other things apart which you do not have any control on. You can leave those things for God only. You should prepare. You should try to do your best. That should be your mindset. Yes.
Yes, that should be our mindset. You graduated from BIT Mesra and you have spent 4 years of your life here. So, would you like to share some old college memories which you hold on to dearly?
Lots of IIT. 4 long years I spent there. So basically, it was a very enriching experience. I got to meet so many new friends from different part of India. So many good teachers I interacted with. Kirti sir was very motivating. Anand sir was very motivating. To name a few of them, all of them were nice. But these two, I had contact with them even after my graduation. When I was preparing for Delhi, I was constantly in touch with Anand sir and Kirti sir. They also motivated me, and also the campus is also very nice, uh, very green campus. You get positive vibes there in the campus. Speaking of the memories, as per I realized that mostly there was fun preparing for the college exams. Mostly we prepared one day before only the exam, one night, say one night before only the exam. A group of 4 to 5 friends, we prepared together. So that experience, I think, was the most means which I can relate to most right now. That preparation of the exams, when you have full pressure, only one night is left to prepare for the exam, and scoring decent enough marks by studying one night. That was a very nice experience. Means group of friends, they meet and study together. So much fun things happening. That experience was a very overall. Also the experience was very nice.
Okay, that is something that will never change in VIT. Even we do prepare just before one day. And thank you so much for your humble responses. Many students with similar goals are going to look up to you for inspiration. So, congratulations again, and all the very best for your future. Ms. Kanvi, you can continue from here.
Thank you so much. So now that you've qualified and cracked it, how does it feel after so many years of struggle?
Yes, it took mostly 2 years, 2 or 3 years after my graduation, so long journey. So it feels nice, feel more relaxed rather than happy. All your family members are happy, you are happy to make them happy. So it is a very nice experience. I have received calls from so many people, right from my school, Delhi Public School, to right from BIT Mesra also. Many deans have contacted me, even vice chancellors have contacted me. So it was a very nice experience. Now the feeling has sunk in. It took certain time that I have got rank 4, but now the things are returning to normal.
Great, sir. So now that you've addressed us on almost all the technicalities and how to prepare the strategies and the tricks, what would be one life lesson which you would address to the audience? Something that is which you would hold on.
Correct. So basically, you have to make a proper group of friends who motivate you, who help you in the preparation, group of like-minded friends. I also had I was fortunate enough to have a very nice group of friends while I was preparing in Delhi. Many of my friends cracked even in their first attempt itself. So you should have a proper group of like-minded people. That helps you a lot. That motivates you. Also, you should be constantly sharing your problems with your parents also. That also helped me a lot. They do have solutions to your problems also. And also, I would like to tell you guys, you should also not neglect your health. If you are healthy, you are a healthy mind works much efficiently. You can focus much on your you can focus much on your preparation part if you are healthy. So these are and work hard. and leave and be confident. There are so many things I want to tell you guys. So be confident, work hard, stay healthy, be in a nice be in a nice circle, group of friends. Yes, and even if I can, you also can. We have all graduated from the same college. We have gone through the same teachers. And if you properly plan well, you work hard, you are confident enough, you can crack in the first attempt itself. I do not want you guys to take two attempts like me. I want each and every one of you to crack in the first attempt itself.
Thank you so much for such encouraging and humble answers, sir. So thank you so much for stealing out time. Almost everything is covered. All the questions that we have had been answered. But now, if anyone from the audience wants to ask any questions, they can write it down in the chat. And please do not repeat the questions. If something has been answered, please do not repeat it. Otherwise, you can put it in the chat section. We will take up the relevant questions. So there is one question which says, "Are you happy with the job that you will be getting, or was the purpose of pursuing a government job only?"
So I think he's talking about the campus job. If I did not join the campus job, my main aim was to only get acquainted with the process of interview. I had never given any interview there. So my main intention was clear before sitting for campus placement that I have to enrich my experience so that it further helps me in the UPSC interview. So I had never thought of joining any campus placement. And so I mostly aspired for this only. And I'm very happy with the job I have got currently. And I'm sure I'll train hard and work for the organization.
The next question is, can you give some interview tips from your end?
Yes. So interview, you have to stay calm, you have to answer politely, listen to them carefully. Don't cut their words in between. Don't cross question them or so you have to be very polite, listen to them carefully and stay in a calm mind. Even if you don't know the answers, some of the answers, it is okay. It is not possible for each and everyone to answer all the questions. Like in my second attempt, I almost said, I do not know, sir. Sorry, sir, I do not know, in 4 to 5 series of questions. But still, I maintained my calm. And so I got a very good marks in interview as well. So you have to stay calm and composed. And in a very polite manner, you have to give the interview.
Okay, so that was useful. We will take back you in time. How would you compare JEE versus IAS? Like, which was more tough or caused mental fatigue?
Okay, so my experience was not at all good while I was preparing for the JEE exams. Means total approach was wrong. I don't know, the things were not working for me, but my experience of this UPSC of engineering services is a very enriching experience. This I'll remember for my lifetime. It made me grow as an individual, made me more calm and composed. So I learned from a mistakes which I committed for while preparing for JEE as well. That was a very blunder. My JEE was a blunder, so I do not have good memories of that. Even I scored very much less marks in the JEE mains, and during our time, fortunately, my board marks were very good. I got a decent 95%. Because of that, only my rank was a decent one. Otherwise, considering only the JEE, I would not even have got civil engineering of BIT Mesra. But the experience of UPSC is a very enriching experience. It has made me grown as an individual. It has increased my self-confidence, my way of talking, each and everything. I think I have not grown mentally. I have grown mentally as well, means not only theoretically. I have reached a much more calmer state of mind, certainly because of the 3 stages of the exam. Each stage has a different personality, character of you, which it tests. So it is overall a very enriching experience of engineering services, but not good memories of my 11th and 12th days.
Even we can relate to that, sir. There's another question about a comparison of GATE and IES. So, how do we prepare for both if we are trying to give both?
Yes, so GATE is a subset of IES. If you prepare for IES, your GATE preparation will almost be complete. One or two extra topics are there in GATE, for example, mechanics, which most of you will be comfortable with during your 11th days. So basically, you should go preparation for IES, and last 2 months before GATE, you should only go for dedicated preparation of GATE. Say GATE happens in February. So from December last, you should focus only for GATE, give the GATE test series. Before that, you can focus only on IES, because GATE being a subset of IES, you can easily cover GATE if you cover IES syllabus. So only the strategy approach will be different for the last 2 months before the GATE exam.
Okay, sir. Sir, can you name some institutes or coaching sites, because everything is going online? So is there any platform which we could refer to in online mode?
Yes, so Made Easy, I personally had gone through Made Easy coaching for 1 year. So that was a very good experience. The teachers were very good. So you can go for Made Easy coaching. And also, there are some free lectures in an academy of Jaspal sir. Environment he teaches very well. In earlier he wasn't Made Easy, but he had in our time he wasn't Made Easy, but now he has shifted to an academy. So there are free lectures of him available in an academy. So you can go through that also. So my first choice would be Made Easy. Second coaching is also good, IES Master, but if you go by my advice, I'll suggest you would go for Made Easy and refer to Unacademy videos for the environment part.
And so, we have study packages and then we have some classroom courses. So, should we incorporate both into our preparation, or is a study package enough?
So you are in college now, so study package will be more than enough. Means after you means first you have to coaching only will guide you a particular way. You have to first form your basics well. By means you have in your graduation only you have to read the basics well. After that only coaching will help you. So first you should study by yourself the basic concepts and all, and after that you can go for classroom courses. So not directly jump to the classroom courses. And study package, what are you referring to? Means the books of Made Easy. You don't have to
Yes.
buy anything. You don't have to buy anything. The notes are available online. Uh, don't go paying for that. It is free. It is online available. The made notes of the Made Easy. You don't have to refer to the books of the Made Easy. There is difference between books and notes. Books will be in a printed format, and notes will be the handwritten notes. Means previous candidates who have attended the Made Easy coaching, they have they have made the notes in the class. That handwritten notes is available in the net. So as per my advice, you do not have to go for the study packages. You have to search online and you can get the free available material of all the notes of the subjects. And as I said previously, the reverse approach you should do. The topics you are not comfortable with, by seeing the notes, you should refer only that to the textbook. And as per my advice, you should not go for the Made Easy study packages. And after you have developed your basics, either you get the confidence, then you can clear it by yourself only. But now you think that you need certain more guidance, then you should go for classroom courses. But if you get confident enough after reading the notes itself, then you can prepare by self only without opting for coaching.
Okay, we'll just take up last two questions, sir. There is one question which says that if someone's technical subjects are good enough, but the aptitude or the GK portion, if that is not up to date, then should he attempt for IES?
Sure, you should go for IES. The GS portion is only of 200 marks. Total rest 1100 marks will be of technical. So mostly people clear exam because of technical only. I'll give you an example. The rank of this year, he scored only 70 marks in technical, which are, sorry, in general studies paper, which are way below the average. But he managed to secure rank 3 by focusing on the technical. If you can do your technical well, GS has a very minor role to play. Your focus should be to score above average. Even if you score below average in general studies, if you can cover it up if you study your technical subjects well. So this is no issue. This is a no issue at all. You should definitely go for IES. Not much importance should be given to the general studies paper. Only 200 marks out of the total 1300 marks.
Okay, great advice, sir. One last question from my end. How to handle pressure? Like there is a lot of pressure coming from parents. There is peer pressure. How to handle pressure?
So again, a relevant question. So try ways to find that what makes you confident, what makes you comfortable with the subjects. The more you get comfortable with your own subject, the less you'll think of the other people around you. So you have to try to build interest in civil engineering. If you build interest, whatever you are doing, then certainly pressure part is secondary. So first, your main focus should be to there. I agree that there are certain peer pressures in your age, and also there are certain expectations which other people, society, your parents are having. But that is okay. You should be relaxed while studying. While studying, you should not focus much on these. And I do not have any other advice for this. I also was a victim of this, but still, it happens with each and everybody of us. You have to find ways to make yourself more confident. You have to yourself find ways to avoid these pressures.
Thank you so much, sir. Rituraj, you can ask your question.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir. This is Rituraj Roshan, sir. Sir, I would like to ask her that placement scenario in civil engineering is not so good to say the least, sir, and getting a job is tough. So, what does UPSC or ESE has to offer that makes someone to leave the job, which is so tough to get in the first place, sir?
UPSC is a engineering services. You get to work with such big departments of the country. The exposure is much higher than you will get in a private company. The kind of leadership opportunities will you get, the management opportunities will you get, the type of promotions you will get, the people you will interact with, all factors are favoring the UPSC exams. There are monetary constraints, but still, if you believe in overall growth, overall experience, enriching your experience, then you must go for engineering services, as no private job can offer anything as compared to the engineering services.
Thank you so much, sir.
So that was all from our end, sir. Thank you so much for stealing out time from your end. You might have a tight schedule, but still having you here with us, it was a real fortune for all of us. Thank you for all the answers. It was really encouraging, and probably you have motivated most of us to attempt for it.
Hello, sir. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, Ankit, you can ask a question, please.
Sir, what material did you followed for ESC, sir? Just like only PYQ or some standard books or some anything else, sir. Sorry to interrupt in between, sir. But my
No,
question was,
so I followed first step one. I made sure I did my class notes very properly. Once you have completed that, you should go through your previous year questions. So, and once you have completed that, now you can go for extra sources. You should not jump on the books right from the beginning. Once you have completed your class notes and your previous year questions, now you can go for standard books. And going for books also should be of reverse approach. Like if you see a previous year questions which is not covered in the class notes, then you can refer only that topic for the standard books, not from the beginning, not from the first page to the last page. So main, if you focus properly on previous year questions and the class notes, these will be more than sufficient for you to clear this exam. And in my second attempt, I had decent amount of time as well. So in my second attempt, I had gone through some of the standard books and adopting the reverse approach. The questions which were not covered in the class notes, I used to do only that in my second attempt. In my first attempt, I strictly stuck to only the class notes and the previous year questions. These are more than enough. If you do this again and revise again and again this, that will be much more helpful to you rather than going to numerous number of sources.
sir, so 80 to 90% of the preparation goes around the previous year question, sir, right?
Yes, 80 to 90% previous year questions plus the class notes. Yes, you are right. And remaining 10%, if you get time, only then you should jump to the books, which I got in my second attempt. So yes, you are very correct. 90% of the preparation is running around the class notes and the previous year questions.
Sir, previous year questions of ESC only or the UPSC CSE optionals also?
So So first, your priority should be to complete ESE, and if you get time, you should also go through the CSE questions. In my first attempt, I did not get enough time to go through the civil services, but in my second attempt, I had covered civil services questions as well. But if you do not have time, covering engineering services will also be a 90% complete of the syllabus.
Thanks, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Okay, welcome.
सर मेरा भी एक डाउट था कि मतलब हम लोग जो प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस लगाते हैं
हाँ,
वो हम लोग सिर्फ प्री का लगा है या फिर मेंस का भी स्टार्टिंग से ही लेके चले?
देखो हमारे टाइम में तो मेंस में 6-7 महीने का गैप था। अब तुम्हारे टाइम में क्या हो गया है, खाली 2 महीने का गैप है। जुलाई में तुम्हारा प्रीलिम्स है और अक्टूबर में मेंस है। हमारे टाइम में तो 6 महीने का गैप था, तो हम लोग खाली प्रीलिम्स में फोकस करते थे। बट अब तुम लोग को थोड़ा बहुत करना पड़ेगा मेंस का भी स्टार्टिंग से ही। टाइम कम है, पहले अगर बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम कम है तो प्रीलिम्स में ही ज़्यादा ध्यान देना है। अगर प्रीलिम्स हो जाने के बाद टाइम बच जाता है तो मेंस के भी थोड़े बहुत देख लेना है। अगर वो भी टाइम नहीं मिलता है तो थोड़े बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट्स देख लेना है, जैसे सॉम हो गया, जियोटेक हो गया। ये तो मेंस और प्रीलिम्स में भी काम आ जाएगा तुम्हारे, अगर मेंस के क्वेश्चंस लगाते हो। बाकी आरसीसी स्टील वगैरह भी थोड़ा बहुत मेंस के लिए देख सकते हो, लेकिन पहला मेन फोकस होना चाहिए प्रीलिम्स। पता चले प्रीलिम्स ही ठीक से नहीं हुआ और मेंस पे पहले कूद गए, वो भी फायदा नहीं देगा। तो प्रीलिम्स अच्छे से कर लो, अगर टाइम बच जाता है तो मेंस का भी करना चाहिए, क्योंकि तुम लोग के टाइम में खाली 2 महीने का गैप है। हमारे टाइम में ऐसा नहीं था, इसलिए हम लोग खाली प्रीलिम्स की तैयारी करते थे।
Okay.
ओके सर,
Thank you
थैंक
so
यू
much,
सर।
sir, for all your answers. It was a great and insightful session. Thank you so much for carving out time for us.
ओके, थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir.
I would like to thank II Civil BIT Mesra for organizing such an event, such an enriching event. Thank you so much. Thanks again.
Thank you for all the participants too for joining us here.
Thank you so much, Didi, also.